Welcome to the Tactic Takeover, a new series for FM26 on the channel. Today, we're starting big. We're starting, as you can see, Liverpool. Massive squad issues, poor transfer window in hindsight, poor transfer window. We're going to fix it for the season, not by the use of transfers, because that ain't going to be done, especially now in January, either with the amount of money spent in the summer. So we're going to fix Liverpool with the players that we've got. It's a big tactical change to what they're doing in real life. We're going to talk about the squad. We're going to play through 2 games at the end of the season because the tactic in Football Manager has worked superbly well. I've played through the season 3 variations of the same tactic because of the issues with kind of a couple of players that we'll talk about. All the tactics and the save file, if you want to continue this save, will be available for the Patreons. The support on there over the last couple of weeks has been incredible. So thank you very much for your support. People are obviously enjoying the tactic downloads. Don't worry, at the end of the video though, if you don't want to do the Patreon, no problem. I will go through all the tactic player instructions. I don't think there's many player instructions, but team instructions, in particular of the 3 variations, so you can copy it into your own FM26 save yourself. So, issues. Despite the form, there is definitely an imbalance of what the players from last season to this season and the issues with form that they should have really jumped on towards the end of last season, which they've kind of bizarrely ignored until the last couple of days of the transfer window when they tried to get in Mark Gahey. So that's a big problem. I'm also questioning, as much as I like him, I'm also questioning the signing of Jeremy Frimpong because he's not the same as Conor Bradley, but they're kind of similar. They're energetic. They want to get forward. They play wide. They play high at times. We know that you can't really find a replacement like for Trent. But I just found that signing a little bit odd when there was other places on the football pitch that maybe need strengthening, or definitely a different profile of defender that you could have maybe got. Maybe someone who can play like a right centre-back, right-back kind of hybrid position, rather than going for very much like a like-for-like. They're going to give you, Frimpong and Bradley are going to give you similar traits, similar qualities in a tactical setup. We all know about this down here in terms of the issues with Florian Wirtz, where we're going to put him in, so we're going to find him a more suitable position. And then the issue that we've got with Salah, what to do with Salah out on that right-hand side. And then Hugo Ekitike and Alexander Isak all together, trying to find a way of accommodating them all. Now, there is going to be, Champions League runs 60-plus games, so there's an element of rotation, but I think we need to put a couple of set foundations in for a couple of positions to kind of compensate for what we've got a lack of at the moment. So the other transfer one is Milos Kerkez. Like, no one will whinge about that signing. It was a tremendous signing based on what he'd done in the Premier League. I was kind of hoping Man United would have dived in for him as a wing back. Now, if you look at his heat map for the season at Bournemouth, he likes the ball in that attacking half. He's superb at crossing. FPL assists last season, superb. He wasn't that confident, or generally that's not one of his strong points, in helping in deeper build-up. Look at Trent, where he likes to invert. There's more touches in that sort of like defensive third as well, where Trent is helping progress the play. So 2 very different traits. I know he's a left back and a right back compared to Trent, but with Conor Bradley and Frimpong on the right hand side, I did think that the profile would have been maybe slightly different for the left back. Maybe it comes down to what's available, but we're not getting the best out of Milos Kerkez. They've not managed that at all. He's out of form, but what we need to do is we need to get him high. We need him playing in that attacking third, get balls into the box, not so much relying on build-up. I think the midfield itself is okay. The makeup of it, Szoboszlai, McAllister, Gravenberch, Curtis Jones. We're going to use Florian Wirtz in there as well at times. So, yeah. Issues at centre-back that we know about because they've brought in Giovanni Leone. He's out for the season. That's a little bit maybe unfortunate. Questions would remain on how often they would want to use him. Kanate is an issue as well because he was out of form towards the end of last season. Not started great this season. We know he wants to leave. So really that should have been high on the list of getting Mark Gahey in. Not done, and now they're paying the price because Joe Gomez is fit. But I do think either Arne Slot doesn't fancy him at all, or my kind of outward view of Joe Gomez is that the manager is so scared of him getting injured, and then Kanate getting injured, or Van Dijk getting injured, and then they've got no one to cover in centre-back. It'd probably have to be Gravenberch or Endo or even Robertson playing in a back four. So I actually think that he's so scared at playing him that he doesn't play him and he's waiting for one of them two others to get injured so that he then can play him. Does that make sense? We're going to play him though because needs must. Because I have changed it up to a back 3/back 5. I think this is the best way for Liverpool to go, and we'll talk about the little variations as well. So I've got 3 variations. We've got an Isak and Ekitike. We've got an Isak and a Salah. And we've also got more of a defensive one where it's Florian Wirtz playing a little bit higher. We've only played this tactic once during the season and we got a 0-0 draw at the Etihad, so we'll take that. If we go back to the first one, so the initial thing is a back 3. Now you might say, well, we're struggling on centre-backs. I have been playing Andy Robertson as like a left-sided centre-back. I think in games that they're expected to dominate and have a lot of the ball, having Andy Robertson as part of a back 5, back 3, I don't think he's the end of the world. Even at times played Cody Gakpo as a left wing back and allowed him to start a little bit higher in a winger position. Not very often. It's more been sub appearances and things like that. He's kind of struggled for a place in the side, as you could see there. He's only had 4 starts and 13 sub appearances. But useful to have on that left hand side, pushing for a goal or just playing against a team like you dominate. So that was one thing. We have also got Leone as well, and they've also got Reece Williams in the squad who's not been used. So Liverpool have kind of got Gomez, Van Dijk, Kanate. That's the 3. Robertson 4, and I was kind of rotating as much as I could with those 4. Occasionally using Endo dropping in as the middleman. He's done a lot of appearances as a substitute, as you could see. And then the middle was the idea that Gravenberch would stay there. We got Szoboszlai as this channel midfielder that we know he loves drifting off into the channels. And then the idea was that Florian Wirtz would play as this AP. Now, his form, he has been injured. Picked up a bad injury. Don't know if we'll see him. I don't know if we'll see him for the rest of the season. He's done okay. 41 appearances, 8 goals, 8 assists. I'm not a big fan of the AP. I've had a lot of success with the midfield playmaker. So if you've enjoyed today's video and you would like to see season 2 with Wirtz's kind of change and then a summer transfer window for me really to bed in this tactic, put it down in the comments. I want to see season 2. Put it down and we may cover it next week in another video. All right. And then up front, this is where the variation. So everything else is set in stone. Then back sort of like 9, set in stone. They don't change. The others for tactic 1 and 2 is just a tweak. All I've done is we need to get 2 strikers on the pitch. If you're paying that much money as well, you need to get 2 strikers on. So the idea is that Ekitike would play as this channel forward to work the channels, and then Isak would be that kind of normal number 9 centre forward. We then needed to find a route for Salah. So this is where Salah now comes in as a poacher. So we'll let Isak or Ekitike do the channels. And I've got Salah just as a poacher. Tremendous. We know that he's good at finishing. We've got a player instruction as well that I'll show you at the end. Just to kind of give him that, we want him to be drifting out into these areas a little bit. We don't want him to be just staying down in the middle of the pitch. We need to get the best out of him. I think his days, it's tricky because we know how good he was last season, but that was in a very, very good side, and he's now a little bit older. I think the thing of them completely losing everything is bizarre based on what he was like maybe 6-7 months ago. But I think there needs to be a tweak to help him out, because him playing out on this right-hand side when he's not necessarily got that burst. He was basically, last season, a wide poacher. That's what he was. He wasn't an inside forward because he didn't even do much dribbling. It was more of getting into good areas in the penalty area, finding space and maybe cutting in on that left foot and having a shot. So we need to get the best out of him, especially through this season. And, likely, I think he will probably leave in the summer. We may, for season 2, if you've enjoyed today's video, we may keep him, we may sell him on. I might leave that for you down in the comments as well. Keep Salah for season 2, sell Salah, let me know. And then the third one was just right, big game, and we've tweaked it. So we've moved, like, the Florian Wirtz role would be there, and then it would be more of a Isak up front, and then we would probably bring in, McAllister's been he's played a lot of games because of rotation and injuries, but like a double pivot, allowing McAllister to kind of work in here, Wirtz to be a little bit higher, just give us an extra body in midfield. As I said, we've only done it once, but it worked pretty well. We got 0-0 at the Etihad. Now, you're all wondering how we have done. We haven't finished the season yet. So with 1 Premier League game to go, we are level on points with Manchester City. We have only lost 2 games. Can't see it because FM's broken, but we've only lost 2 games, and we were undefeated, I think, for the first 15 or 16. But the first 15, I think we'd won 7 and drawn 8. So we've picked up more wins over that period and we've managed to climb up the table. So we're going to be showing you the last league game of the season in today's video. We're playing Sunderland. And also, we are through to the Champions League final. Now, it is Real Madrid. But we've stats, look, most goals, 35 goals we've scored in Champions League. We've absolutely been on it. We've had a Champions League draw as well, if we quickly show you that. Semi-final, we had a 6-3 aggregate win over Arsenal. Quarterfinals, we played Atleti. And in the round of 16, we played by Leverkusen. And I think we had knockout as well. Yeah, we had knockout because we didn't have a great Champions League group stage. And we drew with Chelsea. So we've beaten some big teams there to get through to today's final. We're actually on for the famous treble because we've just beaten Crystal Palace to win the FA Cup. So one trophy, and I think Liverpool fans would take that Champions League football over the season now. Any kind of silverware, I think, would be a bonus for him. So what we're going to do is we're going to play the last couple of games of the season. I'm going to do two different variations. I think if everyone's fit, we're going to play Mo Salah in the league game against Sunderland. So we'll do the sort of like the channel forward and the poacher. And then for the Champions League final, we'll play Tactic 1, where we're likely to probably play Ekitike and Isak up front together. We've got 6 days rest. I am actually going to do a video on top 10 tips because I've really found this part of the season, everyone's knackered, especially the centre-halves. They need lots of rest. So I've been doing nice little tweaks and changes in the training and player days rest. So watch out for that video on the channel. So that'll be coming. This is coming out Sunday. So some point next week, that video will be live. Top 10 tips. We've got things like tactics, contracts, everything that you need to kind of just for new starters to the game, or even just, you know, regular players that maybe not aware of a few little nice little nuggets of knowledge. That'll be available next week. Right, so game day. Now, unfortunately, Florian Wirtz has been injured. I forgot to show you the performances of the season as well. So if we quickly just show you, like, goals and assists, Isak's been, like, the mainstay, has kept fit. I've swapped between the two, between Ekitike and Salah, as you can see. Salah's also had quite a bad injury. Here we go, down at the bottom. Can you sort by date? There we go. 2 months. 2 months with a hip injury. February, so he's only just kind of come back over the last few games and then picked up a slight strain when he did come back. And then the other one has been Florian Wirtz. Said he's not had an amazing season, 8 in 8, which is slightly disappointing, but I suppose Liverpool fans would probably take 8 goals, 8 assists right now. And as I said, if you want to see season 2, we may change his role to see if we can get the best out of him in season 2. He's had a year to develop, a year to get used to the surroundings, the league, the pace, whatever. Yeah, so we may dive into that. And then standout performances. Milos Kerkez, 21 assists, 8 goals from left wing back. Bradley's done actually better than Frimpong, so I think we're going to be going with a Conor Bradley start today. Got a few people that are struggling with fitness. This is the thing. We've been resting a few. They're going to have to go through, and then we're going to give them a couple of days rest after today's game. Hopefully, look, it's Sunderland. I would like to think we'll be okay. So let's bring in Ekitike. We'll play tactic number 1 for the Patriots. So Ekitike and then Isak as kind of the, what would you say, like the what's it called? This just centre forward. We're going to play Szoboszlai as the AP. McAllister can, no, we'll keep it as it is. McAllister on the left of the 3. Really missing Wirtz in there. I think it gives us a better balance. Let's get Mo Salah on the bench. So let's get Bradley in. Let's get Frimpong on the bench. Let's get Curtis Jones in, Gravenberch. So we'll maybe have to do a sub at half-time, maybe Gravenberch off and Endo on. But we're going to go with it. I think it's important that we, this time of the year, you play your strongest 11. And if there's injuries, you just cope with them rather than... We've struggled with form in December and January, I think it was, because of my constant rotation of the team. And I should have just rested more, played the 11. We get an injury, we work around it, and you keep playing rather than trying to make 5-6 changes every single game. Right, we're going to go with Gomez. This part of the season now, we don't need to worry about Gomez getting injured. Gomez is in. Can he stay fit for 2 games? Right, 4-3-3. We're in the green. Right, away we go. We'll have to, so we're 11 on points with Man City, so we'll have to follow their progress as well. I'm not quite sure who they're playing. We'll find out. This looks like a highlight, so we'll play this highlight out first. It could be an absolute bottle job, and, you know, the takeover for the Patriots the second season, you might have to pick these lads up off the floor because they've lost the Premier League or the final game of the season, and then we've lost the Champions League final. I do want to see Salah, so we might, as I said, I really wanted to do the Salah one for this one, but as he's just come back, I've really had to put him on the bench, so we may use him in the second half. We've nearly conceded a goal. We've not started well. We're a little bit edgy. We'll have to maybe get Mo Salah on at some point. Really wanted to start him today, but because he's just come back from this knock, I thought he'll end up getting injured after 20 minutes, and it probably wasn't the realistic thing to do. So we'll go with it, and hopefully we can get him on today, because I really wanted to play him in this game and then have Isak and Ekitike up front together for the second game, the Champions League final. We're in. McAllister! It's managed to bubble in, but who cares? I can't believe I'm cheering a Liverpool goal. But we're 1-0 up. Isak working the channels. So that's Florian Wirtz would have been. He's taking his goals away. Lovely pass from Isak. Little slight deflection. Yeah, a little bobble off the thigh. But we're going to take it. We're 1-0 up. First main highlight of the game. For us anyway. Manchester City are losing as well. So that's nice. They're away at Everton. That's lovely. Right, McAllister. Gravenberch. Bradley. I'd love this season to be wrapped up after like 60 minutes so we could take defenders off. We've scored again. Hugo Ekitike, get in. It says it might have just been fractionally offside, so we're going to see. But I'm really hoping we can get this game to bed, win the league, get players off after 60 minutes. We've 2-0 up, get in. Just onside, number 16, and was that Ballard is playing him on by the looks of it. Yeah, get him, get 60 minutes out of the way, get Salah on, get Van Dijk off, get Konate off, all the ones Gravenberch off, get the ones who've played lots of minutes. Kirkes, I would love to get off the pitch as well. Get him off. And then we can prepare for the Champions League final, can't we? And I think Mo Salah might just have to be, and what he's probably going to have to be, bit of a super sub for us. Right, Gomez. See, this is where we want Kirkes here, in this final third. This is where he's getting assists from. He's made a lovely run. He could be in. He's 9th of the season. I thought it looked a little offside. Am I talking nonsense? It looks like, yeah. VAR. Goal awarded. Oh, he's miles on. Awful line from Sunderland. I think it was, who's the one in the middle there? Who's that? Elise. Shocking. We're 3-0 up. We're champions, aren't we? Really good movement, though, from Kirkes, though. That's where we're getting. That's where you want Kirkes. Either getting in that little half space, then cutting it back, or getting in that area and having a shot, like you said. He's 9 goals. That's 9 goals, 21 assists for him. Only 30. Like, we're not attempting to not dominate the ball. You know, the idea is that we do attack, but we're absolutely. To be fair, some of them have done absolutely nothing with the 63% that they've had. Right, half time. Lovely jubbly. Let's please crack on. Let's get to 60 minutes. Man City have scored. It's 2-2. But they need to win and we need to lose. No, draw. We need to draw. If they better our result. Sunderland out scoring 3 though, right? So we're now thinking of little changes that we're going to make. I think it will be... we're going to bring Kirkes off. We're going to get probably Isak off. Because we don't want him to get injured. We're going to bring off Van Dijk, Konate. That's 4. Gravenberch as well, that's 5, yeah. So Kirkes, 2 centre-backs, Isak, and Gravenberch, they're the 5. Szoboszlai, Bradley, oh lovely. This is where Szoboszlai, I love them underlapping runs from Szoboszlai. Bradley, it's 4. Right, we're doing the tactic now, the changes. Let's pause it. Right, so we're going to go to tactic 2, which is the Isak and Salah. But it'll be Isak coming off, so Ekitike and Salah for this one. Let's get Curtis Jones on for Gravenberch, but we're going to play Curtis Jones higher. Let's have McAllister sitting. McAllister's generally played as the deeper one when we've had to change. Robertson on the left, that's 3. And then I think we need to go Leone, and then we'll go... It'll have to be Endo, you know. I'm doing all my 5 changes now, I've just realised. But, look, 10 men, we're not going to let 4 goals in, are we? So what I've done with Mo Salah's role as well, I've just got him to stay out wide in possession, just so he plays that little bit of a wide poacher. I don't know how much we'll actually see it, the positions that he does, but the idea is he kind of drifts into these right half spaces a little bit. So he's there, look, so he's a little bit wider than maybe what you'd expect. Obviously now he becomes a central striker, he's going to get right in there. He made a great start to the season. We were playing him in a lot of European games. He'd ended up scoring a couple of hat-tricks or something like that earlier on in the group stage and really got going. And the injuries, as 2 months out or whatever it was, has definitely slowed him down. And then to be fair to Ekitike, he's come in. Isak was slow to get starting, but he's now literally undroppable. As Kirkes is in, he's now undroppable. And Ekitike's definitely improved as the season's gone on. I've just realised I've taken the wrong player off. I've not taken Kirkes off. I was supposed to take Kirkes off. Right, I'm going to play him as a left centre-back so he doesn't have to do as much running. I've had a nightmare. Hopefully, we'll give him 2 days rest. Everybody 2 days rest for the Champions League. Salah's in. Rebound. Ekitike. 5-0. What a way to finish the season. The reason why Bradley's had a better season than Frimpong, for me, could be that he's better at crossing than Frimpong. Frimpong's a better dribbler. Bradley's got better attributes, and we know how dangerous Kirkes has been on that left-hand side with his crossing. So maybe it's because Bradley's the better crosser. I think as well, when you do play with wing-backs that are high energy in terms of Bradley and Frimpong, them playing 60 games a season by themselves and not having like a like-for-like replacement, I think this tactic gives them the opportunity to rotate them two as much as possible, have them being extremely energetic, because it looks like we're giving away a penalty, playing 60, you know, playing a 90, then resting. I think them two swapping in and out doesn't affect the team's balance too much. Right, we've given away a penalty. Kirkes. And a yellow card. All that time I spoke about taking him off the pitch and I forgot to take him off. I'll give Gomez a rest, because no doubt Gomez would have tripped over something in the changing rooms at the end of the game and then missed the Champions League final. So at least we know we've got Gomez, Kanate and Van Dijk for the Champions League final. Right, 5-1. He's running back to the halfway line, is Diarra. That's good positive attitude, but maybe a little bit unrealistic. We've now up to 45% of the ball. I'm hoping at least we can maybe get Florian Wirtz on the bench for the Champions League. Only a week, but I'm really hoping that you enjoyed today's video. Give me other suggestions as well down in the comments for what team you're likely to take over next for the season and what team, you know, tactical takeover. Everything's based on maybe a team's underperformance and then what the manager should be doing to try and make a more positive impact on the season. Robertson's a decent backup for the season. I think if we go into season 2, we may look at another wing back. There he is. He's got his goal. Well done, Mo Salah. But yeah, maybe someone, you know, a perfect a player would be like Hincapié, who plays at Bayer Leverkusen, now on loan at Arsenal. Getting him someone who can maybe do left centre-back and left wing-back. I think that would be the perfect kind of backup for Kirkes on this left-hand side. Probably 2 centre-halves, because Kanate's going. You're picking up the save. I've not even offered him a new deal, because we know that he's really disappearing. So he's already signed, going somewhere. I imagine it's Real Madrid. So Liverpool need probably another central midfielder, maybe a holder, a number 6, a left centre-back who can maybe do left wing-back, and then a right centre-back. I think that would be what we need. Right, there we go. We're not going to see the trophy lift, are we? Which is a bit annoying. Are we going to see the trophy lift? No. We've won it anyway. There we go. Champions of England. We've done the double. Now we're on to the Champions League final. So what I'm going to do, this will be one of the tips in next week's video. So this time of year, we've literally played, like, come down here, Saturday, like the last 3 weeks have been fine, but Wednesday, Saturday, Wednesday, Sunday, Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, Wednesday. Constant games through February, pretty much from the Champions League knockout, FA Cup extra games as well. So what I've been doing, so one little tip, is you go to your training. In here, train intensity. This is where I always change. So at the moment, I think that it's like half and then that's full, normal. So I go, if they're really struggling, they go on normal and then half and then normal and normal. It just lets them rest a little bit. And then what we do is go into the first team, go there, click on pick so you know who started the last few games, and I just go down and I just rest. Literally, and then that happens. And I rest the ones that have come off the bench. So then you right click, training, rest, and we're gonna give we'll just give them 2 days off. 2 days off. As long as they don't go out on the piss celebrating the Premier League. No drink. We've got a Champions League final to win. Right, Champions League final time. They've had loads of days rest, but loads of players are really struggling. I don't know why. Not what we wanted. They've had 6 days rest. Florian Wirtz he's not ready. So we're literally gonna go with the same side and just hope we can get, whoa, Jesus, things falling off. We can just get by. Just get by for the Champions League ain't good, is it? But let's go. We've won the double. We've got through to the Champions League. You know, the treble would be nice, right? Go out there, prove your winners, boys. So they've got Vinny's playing central striker. Trent is playing. I didn't see Jude Bellingham on that list. Bit of Champions League music. It's the final, isn't it? It's the final. I don't know where the final's been played at, to be honest. I never looked. You can't tell, can you? Hopefully we'll do soon, because that lad, Bassy Boy, is doing the skins for the stadiums. So we may be able to tell in a few weeks' time where the bloody hell we're playing. Come on, the boys. Right, here we go. Champions League. Yeah, no Bellingham for them. Right, first highlight with us building from the back. Oh, my life. Right, Kanate. Striding forwards. Gravenberch. McAllister. This is nice. Isak, lovely touch. This is good football, this. Kirkes. Deliver! Oh, we should score. We should score. We should score. We have scored. It's offside. What an opening. I think Kirke's choice of pass, really poor. I think he could have probably picked someone out there. Lovely move, though, from right to left, through the middle. Little switch. Isak drifting in, switching it out to the left. And that's where you want Kirke's, in that final third, getting high. Mbappe's up to a 7.2. That's a worry. He must be coming into the game. We're on key highlights, so I'm not seeing absolutely everything. It looks edgy. Oh, corner. Go on, Virgil. Kirke's with it. Oh, it was Van Dijk in the end. Sends his header inches past the post, it says. It looked like Ikatike, but Virgil came from nowhere. Right, here we go. Here we go. First highlight, effort. Right, we deal with that. Mbappe, get out there, Connor. Valverde, Trent. We don't want Trent scoring, do we? Oh, they're in. Diaz, give and go. Alisson, great save. Kept the score at 0-0. Right, half time. We've got a few people that are going to be struggling. Now, Ekatike is struggling. I'm thinking, do we... Yeah, let's do it. Highly likely, could be Mo Salah's last game for Liverpool. If I continue the season, the save, for season 2, remember, let me know down in the comments if you're enjoying it. We're going to get him on. So that's one sub done that we probably knew that we had to do. And at the same time, we've not wasted a substitute slot there. Right, second half, Mo Salah is on. Can he score a big goal? Very much, I suppose Real Madrid had the better of the ball maybe at Anfield, did they, in the game a couple of weeks ago in the Champions League? We've defended really well so far. We've not caused them too many problems. We need to win this. We have done. We're not getting that one, though. It's going to come back. Oh, I'm getting nervous. Carvajal. Oh, we've won it. Isak, are we breaking? Can you find a pass? Mo Salah, is he onside? He's taking it down wonderfully. He's absolutely smashed it in. Absolutely fucking walloped it. I thought he was going to open his body and play it across. And he's just thought, no, I'm just going to fucking twat it. Lovely ball. What a camera angle this is, by the way. What a touch that is from Mo. And then just gives it a little bit of the outside of the foot. In off the post. What a break. Real Madrid 0. Liverpool 1. What a substitution for me at half-time. I'm claiming absolutely everything of that. We've got players dying. We're going to let this highlight go. And then I'm going to have to make some changes. Don't foul. Well done, Connor. Hey, we're on. Get on, Mo. Get it on. What's going on? There's confusion. Mo Salah. Isak. Oh. Right, calm your fucking self down. Right, few people dying. Kirkes is dying. So what we're going to do, bring Robbo on. But I'm just going to say, just be a wing-back, Robbo. You don't have to disappear. Gomez, while Gomez is still breathing, we're going to keep him on. Now, who does the sitting role? I think Endo's got to do it. Isak is struggling. McAllister's struggling. So let's go... Szoboszlai is an absolute machine, by the way. So we'll go Jones, Endo, Szoboszlai. We're going to leave Isak on because we have got 20 minutes. And I'm a little bit worried about, I think what we will do, because our intensity, by the way, I know we're going to show you the team instructions. Our intensity is exceptionally high. It's on higher. Let's just slow it down. Just slow it down. Might see them possession numbers improve. Got Cody to come on. Here we go. Szoboszlai. Bellingham is on. Endo's decided to stand still. Get it back, Endo. Well done. We do need a replacement in there. Really no good number 6. Right, Isak. Last bit of skill, Isak, before you're coming off. He's set up Curtis Jones. It's 2-0. It's Mo Salah. He's done it again. Oh, we kind of shouldn't sell him, but I feel like it's like the perfect way. By the way, the patrons, you will get the save file of today's game. So you could decide yourselves if you're going to keep him or sell him. For me, I think it's like the perfect way to finish before we send him off for his filling his pockets full of Saudi money, right? Right, let's go. Cody. There we go. What is going on? There is a few issues with these faces where they've got like birth defects all over. There's no defects on that trophy there. Look at that. Who's giving trophy there? Nice that they've allowed a Burns victim to give out the trophy. There we go. Big Verge looks nothing like him. We don't care. There's me in my purple trackie. Right. There we go. Champions League winners, Premier League winners, FA Cup winners. I know it's Liverpool, but one season making no transfers, changing the shape. It's doable. And if you would like to see episode number 2, you must put down in the comments that you've really enjoyed it. And if I've noticed the views are good, the comments are good, I will do only one more season where I kind of bring in tactical transfers, tweak that Verts role as well. So let me know down in the comments. Right, very quickly, I'm just going to show you how the team has set up. All the team and player instructions for the 3 tactics are exactly the same. So we'll do the back kind of players first, and then we'll go through the changes. So the players that don't change, if we go to combined, we have got Alisson as a ball-playing goalkeeper and a sweeper keeper. Centre-back both on Van Dijk. Wide centre-back and centre-back for Konate. Wide centre-back and centre-back for Gomez in and out of possession. The wing-backs, we've got them as pressing full-backs, out of possession, in possession, advanced wing-backs. Double DM for Gravenberch. The Verts role is an AP and centre midfielder with channel midfielder and centre midfielder for Szoboszlai. Now, this is the changes that we make. So, Ekatike, the left-hand side, we do channel forward and then splitting forward. So, we leave someone high. And then we've got Isak as the tracker because I really wanted him to kind of connect play a little bit. And now Ekatike to be like the out ball. And then centre forward for Isak. So it looks out of possession. We just set up like that. Look, flat back 5. Nice screen, nice protection. And we haven't conceded many goals this season. The number 2 change is just going with the poacher, which would be the Salah role. We've then got this one being the tracker, which would be Isak. And then we've got splitting centre forward for Salah. And then on the player instructions, we've got dribble more and stay wider for Salah. And then the third one, little bit of a tweak. It's just the in possession. All these roles, the wide roles have stayed the same. Szoboszlai stayed the same, but we've gone double pivot. So we've brought the AP down. So we've moved the AP up, but we've moved the centre forward to a DLP. So it's a DLP for McAllister, DM, and then out of possession, we're setting up like that. So the Verts role is the tracker, and then the other one is the outlet. Okay, so Isak out of possession, splitting outlet centre forward, and then the Verts role is dropping in and helping out. See if he can connect the passes to help us break. Right, team instruction. Now, when people say, what's your style, right? Let me make this clear. When you go to tactic and you build a new tactic, new tactic, you go down the bottom, you do create style. That gives you that there. So I don't change that. I don't give it because that will change. Whatever I press in here will now change all of these, and I build it from scratch, right? So positive mentality on all 3. In possession instructions, shorter passing, higher tempo, standard time wasting, counter attacking, yes, with wider width. We're going to play for set pieces, so that's super important with the players that we've got. Crossing delivery, the players of Gravenberch is kind of half decent, but we're playing Gomez, Van Dijk and Konate. We know how good those 3 are generally in the air, so we want that on. And balanced creative freedom, play through the press, shorter goal kicks to centre-backs. That's obvious because we're playing with a back 3. Balance supporting runs, balance dribbling, progress through the middle because we've got lots of players. We want Verts on that ball. We only really want the 2 wide players to come into the game in that final third for crosses. Pass into space, yes. Salah, Verts, not so much Verts, but the 2 centre forwards like that. Work the ball into the box. We discourage shots from distance because I'm finding too many of that in FM at the moment, and low crosses. Isak's okay in the air, but not amazing. So we've gone with low crosses, them little cutbacks. And then out of position, high press, much higher defensive blind, being extremely aggressive, more often trigger press, counter pressing, prevent short distribution, because really I want the 2 forwards to kind of set up nicely. So if we're allowing, especially when we have Salah up there, if we're making kind of the opponent to kick the ball long, then that means Salah doesn't have to do much in terms of pressing off the ball because the ball's gone into the defensive third. He just needs to jog back in, if that makes sense. And also, we want the goalkeeper to go long because we've got the big boys in there. Gravenberch is at 6, 3 centre-halves as well. All should be physically dominant over the centre-forward, so we want them to kick it. Now, we hopefully would get the second balls. Trap outside. Done. That is the Liverpool tactic takeover. Check out that Patreon for those 3 tactics. I've gone through everything. Only player role that I've used in the game, the player instruction was for Mo Salah. Everyone else is less blank. There you go. Let me know for season 2. I've won the treble with Liverpool. Easy, right? See you later.